One person got lost in the forest. He wandered for a long time and finally, at dusk, stumbled upon a cabin. No one was inside, and he decided to sleep. But he couldn't fall asleep for a long time because there were portraits of some people hanging on the walls, and it seemed to him that they were looking at him ominously. Eventually, he fell asleep out of exhaustion. In the morning, he was woken up by bright sunlight. There were no pictures on the walls. They were windows. 1. Once in winter, 4 students from the mountaineering club got lost in the mountains and got caught in a snowstorm. They managed to reach an abandoned and empty house. There was nothing to keep them warm, and the guys realized that they would freeze if they fell asleep in this place. One of them suggested this. Each stands in a corner of the room. The first one runs, pushes the second one, who runs to the third one, and so on. They won't fall asleep this way, and their movements will keep them warm until morning. They ran along the walls, and in the morning, they were found by rescuers. When the students later talked about their rescue, someone asked if there was one person in each corner. Then when the fourth one reaches the corner, there shouldn't be anyone there. Why didn't you stop? The 4 looked at each other in horror. No, they never stopped. 2. One girl photographer decided to spend a day and a night alone in a deep forest. She wasn't afraid because she had gone on hikes many times before. All day she took pictures of trees and plants with her film camera, and in the evening she settled down to sleep in her small tent. The night passed quietly. Only a few days later, excellent pictures were developed from all 4 rolls of film except for the last one. In all the photos, she was peacefully asleep in her tent in the darkness of the night. 3. 5 years ago, in the middle of the night, there were 4 short rings at my door. I woke up, got angry, and didn't open it. I wasn't expecting anyone. On the second night, someone rang 4 times again. I looked through the peephole, but there was no one behind the door. During the day, I told this story and joked that maybe death had knocked on the wrong door. On the 3rd evening, a friend came over and stayed late. Someone rang the doorbell again, but I pretended not to notice anything to test whether I was hallucinating. However, he heard everything perfectly and exclaimed, "Let's figure out these pranksters," before rushing out to the yard. That was the last time I saw him. No, he didn't disappear. But on his way home, he was beaten by a drunk group, and he died in the hospital. The calls stopped, but I remembered this story because I heard 3 short rings at the door last night. 4. My girlfriend texted me today saying that she didn't know I had such a charming twin brother. Apparently, she stopped by my place not knowing that I was working late and he was there. He introduced himself, offered her coffee, told her a few funny childhood stories, and escorted her to the elevator. I don't even know how to tell her that I don't have a brother. 5. It happened in Kyrgyzstan. The climbers set up camp near a small mountain lake. Around midnight, everyone felt sleepy when suddenly they heard a noise coming from the lake, like crying or laughter. The friends, 5 of them, decided to investigate. They found nothing at the shore, but saw a strange mist with white lights. The guys followed the lights, took a couple of steps towards the lake, and then the one who was walking last noticed that he was standing knee-deep in icy water. He pulled the 2 closest to him. They snapped out of it and got out of the mist, but the two who were walking had disappeared into the mist and the water. It was impossible to find them in the freezing cold and darkness. The survivors rushed to the rescuers early in the morning, but they found no one, and by evening the two who had only dipped into the mist had died. 6. One high school student was bored during class and was looking out of the window. He saw a photo lying on the grass that someone had dropped. He went out to the yard and picked up the picture. It showed a very beautiful girl wearing a dress, red shoes, and making a V sign with her hand. The boy started asking everyone if they knew this girl, but no one did. In the evening, he placed the photo by his bed, and during the night, he was awakened by a quiet sound, as if someone was scratching on the glass. In the darkness outside the window, he heard a woman's laughter. The boy went outside to search for the source of the voice. It quickly moved away, and the boy didn't notice that he was running onto the road, trying to catch up with the voice. He was hit by a car. The driver jumped out of the car and tried to save the boy, but it was too late. The man noticed the photo of the beautiful girl lying on the ground. She was wearing a dress, red shoes, and was showing 3 fingers. 7. Subscribe to the channel to hear more scary stories.